What's up guys, Brett Medlock here. Today I wanted to talk about Pokémon Sword and Shield. There's a bunch of drama surrounding this game and I decided, hell, I'm gonna make two videos where one is highlighting all the stuff that I like, all the good stuff, and one's gonna highlight all the stuff I don't like. So today I want to talk about the good. So if you don't want to hear about the bad stuff, don't watch the next video. But anyway, I'll just jump right in. I'll be honest, when I first saw the game and I saw the art style, I was thinking it was going to look a bit better than that. But actually, when you actually look at it a little bit more, when you watch the trailer a few more times, you notice a lot of things that you didn't notice before. First off, it seems like there's a lot more detail in the world itself. While the graphics aren't amazing by any stretch, at least they're taking the time to make it a world that actually feels like it's being lived in by humans and not NPCs that are randomly walking around that don't really do anything all day long. I'm hoping that things are different in Sword and Shield, but I guess only time will tell because we didn't really get that much of a look into that stuff. But as I was saying, I think the environments look a lot more detailed. As you can see in the houses and whatnot, things are way more in depth than they ever were in any previous Pokemon games. And yes, while people and myself actually are pretty upset that it's not a full-blown third-person game, that it's still more bird's eye with some fixed camera angles, at least the game looks like it's trying to be more cinematic with its camera angles and how the camera follows you in general. When you really slow things down and look at the environments in this trailer, you really start to notice all the attention to detail within the levels. And I'm hoping there's a lot more of that in the game. But as I was saying before, I want to focus on the positive in this video. So let's jump on into my next thing that I love about this game. These stadium battles, or like gym leader battles, whatever they are, we don't really know yet, they look really awesome. There's one scene where your character looks like he's about to go play soccer out on the field, but I think he's actually just wearing his trainer uniform, because as you can see, his hand that throws the ball is the hand that has a glove on it, and if you look closely, it's the same arena that you see in the battles in the trailer. This, in my opinion, looks really awesome and probably my favorite part of the trailer. It looks like the gym battles will actually mean something in this game, with huge crowds of people watching. Hopefully there's an announcer talking just like in Pokemon Stadium, which first off, I'm getting super Pokemon Stadium vibes from this part of the trailer, which is really exciting. Hell, maybe this portion of the game will actually feel like a spiritual successor to Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2. Another important thing I want to talk about, while the open world and character models may upset you, you cannot deny that these battles look better than anything that we've seen previously. I mean, just look at these bursting colors and effects during these attacks. I think they look really cool, and in my opinion, they are a step up from Pokemon Let's Go. Now, the Pokemon, on the other hand, is a whole different story. They're two different art styles, so a lot of people are comparing Pokemon Sword and Shield to Pokemon Let's Go. Now, I'll admit, when you're comparing them just from a picture, I think that Pokemon Let's Go does have the upper hand, but when you're seeing them in action and seeing all the moves that they do with the explosions and whatnot, I think it looks like a huge step up from Let's Go, but be sure to let me know what you think about that. This could be one of those scenarios, or should I say two of those scenarios, with Zelda Link's Awakening the remake and now Pokemon Sword and Shield. A lot of people are not a fan of these art styles. However, I think, I don't know, maybe a decade from now, we're going to look back at these games and realize this probably was the better choice because these graphics are going to age perfectly fine. 10 years from now, that Link's Awakening is still going to look gorgeous, and probably Pokemon Sword and Shield as well. I'm not going to say that yet because I haven't seen enough of the game, but as of right now, a cel-shaded art style makes sense. And think about it, look at these environments. They sort of remind me of Skyward Sword and Breath of the Wild, sort of a weird mix of those two games. But from an artistic perspective, I think Sword and Shield looks perfectly fine. Now, there are the obvious good things, like we're going to be getting special abilities again, which is going to add another huge dynamic to the gameplay, assuming that they're going to add some other mechanics as well to blend in with that. There are rumors of armored Pokemon being a thing, so that can be really cool. And there's also the chance that we're going to have a new typing, so that could also add a huge dynamic to the gameplay as well. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of quality of life changes in this new Pokemon game. But since most of that is not confirmed yet, I won't really jump into that stuff. Another thing I noticed is that the buildings actually look like they make more sense in terms of size. There are so many Pokemon games where you walk into this little tiny building and then when you get inside it's like this huge warehouse and it literally makes no sense at all. It looks like they're trying to make the size and dimensions of everything a little more realistic, which is a nice addition. Now, I have a lot more questions about this game, like are Pokemon going to be able to follow you? Are we going to see any Pokemon in the overworld? Because I feel like that'll truly make it feel like a Pokemon world that we're living in, along with characters actually acting like normal people and not robots. But as of right now, we don't know a lot of information on the game. I'm assuming they're going to show a lot of the game off at E3. It's probably going to be all about Pokemon Gen 8. I'm super excited about this game. However, I really hope that we can just play this game using a normal controller. No half controller, Joy-Con, Nintendo, or Game Freak, or whatever. Please, I just want to play this game like a normal game. For the love of Chansey, please. But like I said, I'm going to focus on the stuff that I think is bad about the game in my next video, so please check it out if you want to, if you're open to criticizing things that you love, because that's one thing that I love to do. I love a lot of these games so much, but you know, sometimes it's fun to be a critic, so let's go ahead and talk about it down in the comments section below. Let me know what you think about Pokemon Generation 8 Sword and Shield. I'll talk to you guys later.